All right, we've got no choice. Call the Ghostbusters.
Vigo, the scourge of Carpathia, the sorrow of Moldavia, command.
Oh, command me, Lord.
I collect spores, molds, and fungus.
All right, welcome everybody to the Hudson Valley Slime Time. This is our second episode, so hopefully we'll get things a little more streamlined this time. I'm Jason. I'm here with Matt and our special guests, Steve and Nick.
How you doing?
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, hello. I'm glad you guys all were able to join.
Wouldn't miss it.
I had no choice.
I forced you. All right, so we're the Hudson Valley Ghostbusters. This is the Hudson Valley Slime Time. Trying to get the word out so people know who we are, what we do. And with that, Matt will get us started with talking about who we are and what we do.
Yeah, Hudson Valley Ghostbusters, we are a non-profit 501c3 cosplay group who go out in the Hudson Valley area and raise funds as the Ghostbusters. For those who don't know what a 501c3 is, it is basically recognize that we are a legitimate charity organization. People can feel safe giving us their funds. We're not going to take them and buy pizza and beer with them. They're going to go to the charities they were supposed to go to that we are fundraising for at that time. The fact that we get to do it as Ghostbusters is just a bonus because it's a lot of fun.
Heck yeah. All right, yeah, so we do all kinds of events. You know, we do Comic-Con, street fairs, parades, sporting events, trunk or treats. We even do birthday parties, food drives, car shows, theater appearances, anything else in between.
So what do we do when we're at these events? We have a constantly growing setup. Right now we offer a slime lab. We have a mobile photo booth where you can pick out digital backgrounds, Ghostbuster themes, scary themes, something spooky. Everyone loves them. We do our Ecto appearances. We are now up to 4 vehicles, which we will get into a little bit later in this episode. We have some merchandise that is constantly growing as well, always adding new things to that. We have inflatables. Everyone loves a 15 or 25-foot Stay Puft, depending on space. And we'll bring our props. What's a Ghostbuster without their gear? We have packs. We have traps. We have PKEs. We have Super Slammer traps. Anything and everything you can think of. If
Red
it's got
parkas.
Yes.
Red pocket. Yeah.
If it's something that's got Ghostbusters associated with it, we will likely have it or we'll get it soon.
At these events, you know, we raise money for different charities, and we try to do all local charities. We raise money for the, American Foundation for Suicide Prevention is definitely one of our biggest charities that we do. But we also do charities like Pets Alive, Fearless, which is a domestic abuse shelter, Columbia Green Humane Society, Special Olympics, Trevor Project. We also will do, if we're working with an event or somebody who has a specific charity, that they have in mind, we're also more than happy to work with them and raise money for that specific of charity.
Absolutely. We're always looking for new charitable partners.
So now this time of the show, we're going to give ourselves a little brief intro so you can get an idea on who we are, why we're here. I'm going to go first. My name's Jason. I'm a lifelong Ghostbusters / sci-fi 80s show cartoon toy lover. So, I'm a railroader during the day, do the Ghostbusters at night and on weekends. I grew up watching the movies in the 80s, loving it. And I'm also a huge toy hoarder collector. So, I have all kinds of huge collections between Voltron, He-Man, Ghostbusters, G.I. Joe, and I don't know, I'm probably forgetting a bunch, but I see toys and I have to buy them. So, kind of felt good just jumping into the Ghostbusters, because I get to almost become one of the toys. It feels like, building the packs and wearing it, the suits and everything like that. And just happened to stumble across the group at a Comic-Con years ago. Saw the guys raising money for charity, dressed up like Ghostbusters. I thought it would be a great thing to do. And now I'm here doing this with everybody. been now five plus years, I think I've been with the group. So, Steve, you want to give us an intro, a little bio about yourself?
Hi, my name is Steve. I've been involved in Ghostbusters since 2016. That's my hobby slash props gig for charity. I basically chase gas leaks during the day, so this is a nice way to kind of unwind and further my creative side. I enjoy making props and surprising people with things that they haven't seen before. That's kind of what I do, and I really enjoy doing it. With this group specifically, this group is a phenomenal group of people with a lot of talent on board. I currently have an Ecto that I've been working on for a while. It is an H3. Again, it's one of the ones that you don't see that too often. That's pretty much the crux of it right there.
Awesome. Well, thank you, sir. Yeah, and we'll get into the Ectos a lot more here in a few minutes because that's going to be the highlight of our show tonight, I think. All right, Nick, you want to give your shot on tell us about yourself there a little bit?
Yeah, so I'm a huge fan of the 80s and 90s. Nostalgia is just like in my blood. Ghostbusters is near and dear to my heart. I've been waiting for like the newer movies to come out for close to 30 years, as you guys know. So when they started saying that 2016 was coming out and Afterlife, I was just so excited. And my daughter started getting into watching the movies, and it was just fantastic that she was just so enamored with the magic of the movie. And I had so much fun with her. She asked me, "Hey, Dad, can you build an Ecto out of your car?" I said, "Sure, why not?" And we got her we got her a flight suit, and we got Spirit of Halloween packs, and we just had such a good time that Halloween. And I said to myself, there's got to be a group of guys around here or something that are doing, something with Ghostbusters. I was looking on Facebook. I come across the Hudson Valley Ghostbusters. I said, wow, you know what? It's pretty interesting. Where's their next event? And luckily, they were doing a trick-or-treat in my area, and we drove the Ecto over there, and we pulled right up to them. We were like, "Hey guys, how you doing?" And everybody was just, so nice, and we had such a nice time giving out the candy. And I kept tabs on the group, and Matt was starting to recruit some new people, and I said, absolutely, it's such a great thing, a great cause to help people and give back to the community. It's just a fantastic thing, and I'm so glad I'm a part of it now. So, just to go back to, my background, I grew up in a family of mechanics, auto mechanics. I got out of that, went to college for an environmental degree, and I actually currently work for a railroad, just like Jay, different railroad, but, it's nice to go outside work and just do something completely different, and that's what life's all about, is just having fun and helping people. So it's really what I like doing. So anyway, how's that, guys?
Awesome. No, that's great. It's we definitely fell into a great group of guys here, because we are, and we talk about it a lot, that we feel like a family, and and it's just amazing to be able to do great things to help out the community. But all right, well, last but not least, Matthew, would you like to give us a little intro about yourself?
Absolutely. By day, I've been in the golf industry for 20 years. I am an assistant superintendent / mechanic / irrigation technician / spray technician / whatever else they need done. And I have been a Ghostbusters fan pretty much my whole life. I was born a year before the first movie came out, so I got hooked on the cartoon. Everything else just kind of fell into place after that. And I started decorating my vehicle for Halloween with Ghostbusters decals. and it was just temporary. I put them on for Halloween, I take them back off. But then I met my now wife Tara, and the vehicle started gaining attention when we would be out. So she let me keep them on there all the time, and it didn't embarrass her. It was great. So
Bonus.
I was aware of other groups that had been doing charity work and things like that. So I started looking in the area. I'm like, there's got to be one around here. And there wasn't. So I decided to start one. We got some people involved. We dragged some friends into it at first just to have bodies and suits. We started reaching out to people and trying to explain to them what we were trying to do. And word of mouth started getting out. And almost 7 years later, here we are. We don't have to call people for events anymore. They reach out to us because they love what we do.
It's amazing. Well, now the time of the show, we're going to get to discussing and talking about each of our vehicles that we have built and developed to, use basically as publicity items, because everybody can see it driving down the road, and they're definitely head turners, that's for sure. Yeah, my Ecto, I decided to go a different route, mostly because I had a completely different vehicle that I had seen anybody else do, like Ectify, or, because I have a 1984 Camaro. It's a Z28. It's got a 350, and I just put a 6-speed manual transmission in it, which is great for the highway instead of the old 4-speed I had in it, which was not very good. Not good for gas or what. But it was a black car. I mean, it still is a black car, and it's got white rally stripes on it. So I was kind of like trying to toy with the ideas. I was in Photoshop, putting the No Ghost logo on the doors, and I'm just like, it just doesn't. It doesn't look right. It doesn't feel like an actual, like an Ecto 1 or something like that. I was like, I got to come up with something different. And then I came across this decal of Slimer from the the real Ghostbusters cartoon, and he's kind of like screaming. And I was like, what? That looks cool. That was really cool on the door, and it's a huge sticker. I got it as big as I could possibly make it, and I decided to. That got me thinking, and I decided to go with like a unmarked cop car style, where that was kind of my inspiration, I guess. So then I came up with the Ecto Pursuit, so I decided to get that printed up and have that put on the sides, and I was like, God, it's a nice cool pursuit vehicle, and I was like, all right, we'll go with the Slimer vehicle theme. So I decided to go with Slime 1 as, a twist with, instead of Ecto 1, Slime 1. I thought was like, ooh, it'd be Ecto Pursuit vehicle. I can make it, this can be the vehicle that gets us to the scene first because of it's so quick. As long as I don't run out of gas first. And so I kind of ran with that, put all the it's got all the lights and sounds. I got all the sirens. It's got a PA in it, which is awesome. I love to be able to mess with people in that, especially during parades. But I got the lights inside the windshield, so when you're looking down, it's got all the decals on it, but you can't see all the lights and stuff. They're all hidden behind the glass and down in the grill and stuff like that. And it's a really fun car to drive. Keeps me busy, keeping it running. But it's a work in progress. I did also build a portable containment unit that I designed that can go in the back of the car, and it actually can accept the trap. It's got all kinds of lights and sounds. So when you put a trap in, it'll actually run time, and the lights will change. Telling you that it's emptying the trap, and the light will flash green when the trap is clean, and so it's a different take on the one they had in the basement in the firehouse, but I figured hey, we're redesigning this, so let's change it up a little bit. There you go, Slime 1. Yeah, so Steve, why don't you give us some information and about your Ecto and what inspired you? And
Okay, I can do that. I currently my Ecto currently is based Hummer H3. The reason I chose an H3 is because the from the video game Sanctum of Slime. It's an H1. Well, because of where we live, that would not do well on the highway. As a matter of fact, I don't think I'd be able to drive it. Secondly, the H2 was a good idea, but again, where we live, not going to get down the parkway. So I mean, with the H3, the H3 has currently the lights, sirens, light bar, and the numerous lettering, all Ghostbuster related. The reason the H3, in my opinion, is probably the best choice for me is, again, because right now it's got the potential to be almost anything. We can pretty much do anything with this. One of our other members, Peter, suggested a slime cannon. That could be in the future. There's a ton of things you can do with this.
As long as it's functional.
As long as it's functional, yes. It's going to take me, to get all the mechanicals ironed out, it's going to take me at least another year to get all the mechanicals ironed out. After that, we'll start playing around with stuff, all the other add-ons.
Nice.
That, like I said, there's the potential is just ridiculous on it. And as you guys had mentioned in the past, you guys are talking about getting trailers. That's basically what that was built for. It's built for towing and hauling. It's horrible on gas. So if you're looking for an economy car, that's not it. That's why it's only we only take it out on events. It's not my daily driver. It stays in the garage most times. And that's pretty much all there is to say about it. I mean, it's fun for what it is. I mean, it's an Ecto, and that's pretty much it. So.
Nice, very cool. You got a good platform to build off of, and it's already an amazing looking vehicle. So, all right, Nick, you want to give us a little information about your Ecto?
Sure. So, as I mentioned earlier, I started dressing up the car to look like an Ecto for Halloween for my daughter. But then as time went on and I joined the group, I'm like, well, obviously I have to upgrade it and do things to it. So I added all kinds of strobing lights inside the car, mostly blue, kind of reminiscent of the actual Ecto 1. Everything on the roof rack that I've tried to make look like something that the Ecto would have on it is more of a scaled down version, because obviously it's a smaller SUV. So I wanted to have sort of a modern take on what would the Ghostbusters use today. If they're in New York City, obviously they're going to have something a little bit more compact than a 59 Caddy. So this is what I have to work with. So why don't I just kind of cram so much into it and still be functional as, something that, you could actually bust ghosts with, So it's just really fun to just upgrade it and add LEDs to something that normally wouldn't have LEDs or something. So when we run these cars in the parade, you could see it coming down the road and say, oh, wow, that's special. And when you see the smiles on people's faces like we did yesterday at the parade, it's just, it just lights you up, and you're just so happy that you can make somebody, make their day just by having your car there. And, and some of the looks are just priceless. So, as I go on, I'll continue to, upgrade and fix things. Obviously things break. I had something break yesterday. It's an easy fix, but it's just one of those things that, I love tinkering with it. So it's always fun to say, what can I do next, or just improve it, or whatever the case is. It's just a fun time. So I'm glad I can bring it to the group, and if it catches some eyes and people go ahead and, say, hey, what's all that about? And then I can explain to them that it's for your charitable organization. I mean, we're an organization that raises money for charities, and that, this is something what we do, and we just get the word out there, and it's just fantastic. It really is. I actually called it's a 2017 GMC Terrain. I call it the Ecto GMC. That's what my plate is. And people have Googled the plate, and they can actually, it comes up within the first couple of Googles that you can go right to the Hudson Valley Ghostbusters website. So it's just fantastic. There's always contemplation, in my mind. I'll wake up and say, maybe I want to change the plate or something. Or like the other day, I mentioned to the group that maybe I should change it to Ghost 1. I don't know, maybe just to be a little different, But the consensus was, no, keep it an Ecto. Everybody loves it. So it's all good. So anyway, that's
Ecto GMC has a good ring to it. So
yeah. So it's just fun. The kids in the neighborhood, they're always asking me about, can we take a ride, when I put it together. And this particular car, I don't keep it as an Ecto all the time. It's sort of a transformer, to go back to Jay's famous, one of his favorite franchises. The roof rack comes off, and all the decals and everything on the car are magnets. So I take them off, and I can probably, if I have everything set up, I could probably break it down in less than 10 minutes and set it up in like 15. So it's kind of fun to see the transformation as I put it all together, and it's pretty neat. So that's all I got, guys, on this. So.
Oh, great! No, that's awesome. Yeah, that's got to be a fun time. Each time to be able to put it together, like something. It probably feels new every time you do it. It's like, I love doing it. So, all right, Matt, you want to give us a rundown and a description of your Ecto there?
Sure.
The flagship of our fleet.
So yeah, as Jay said, I drive what's considered the flagship vehicle of our fleet. It was our first Hudson Valley Ghostbusters vehicle, the 2016 Toyota Tacoma, lovingly called the Ecto 1G. G just because it's my middle initial and I like the way it sounded. It was the first vehicle I bought that was brand new. I drove it off the lot with 16 miles on it, and as soon as I got home, I'm like, well, I know what I'm doing with this. It is a full-time Ecto. The roof rack, the bed rack in this case, that I've called the Spectre detector, is removable. I have a hoist in my garage and a special rig. I can lift it off in about 5 to 10 minutes. But 95% of the time it just stays on there because it looks cool. It's terrible on gas, but it looks cool. And it puts a big smile on my face to echo something that Nick said, that, I can't tell you how many times I've come out of, like, the grocery store, always the grocery store, and there'll be, like, a note stuck to my door that says, love your truck, I looked you guys up, love what you do, things like that. So that makes me smile. It makes it all seem worth it, all the work I put into it, all the headaches figuring out the wiring for the light bar, all the time it took to build the new Spectre detector, just a pile of scrap metal and a welder. And I figured that in the New York area, especially in the Hudson Valley, a 59 Cadillac was good for the city. They have paved streets everywhere. Hudson Valley terrain is a little more varied. You need a four-wheel drive vehicle that can really get you around. So that was my idea behind making the Toyota Tacoma the Ecto 1G.
And it came out perfect.
I agree.
Turned out very well.
It's definitely an attention getter, that's for sure. They all are.
Yeah. Well,
I have a feeling that there's some more in the group that are starting to get the itch.
Yeah, definitely.
They're gonna want to. I could tell already they want to turn their cars into Ectos, and they all have great ideas, and it's just fun, just kind of shooting the breeze with them and figuring it out. Like, hey, you know what? I can come over and help you, and we got ideas, or we have people that we've worked with for decals, or whatever the case is. It's just really fun. It's a great hobby.
Even we have some like minor, well, not minor, but we have smaller vehicles. One of our members has a one wheel that he dresses up like an Ecto 1. One of our members has a Radio Flyer wagon for his son that's dressed up as Ecto 1. I've been working on a golf cart that's going to be an Ecto.
Someone in one of the forums asked if anyone had a golf cart, so I didn't say it you, but I knew that you were working on one. So
Yeah, golf cart pops up a lot. And, I mean, a golf cart would be great for outdoor events, parades. It'd be nice to be able to figure out to get it into indoor events too, but that might be a little tricky.
We gotta do the Ecto trailer to pull it with your truck, and then we'd be all set. Right?
Oh, there's been plenty of discussion with getting trailers and whatnot.
Yeah,
right, Matt?
We've been trying to. My wife,
trying to
my
convince
wife,
the
my wife
CFO.
Tara, is also our CFO. So we've been trying to strong arm her for the past year and a half to get a trailer. She's finally starting to break, I think, a little bit.
But
Always.
yeah, it's fun. I mean, mine's not a daily driver, but it stays Slime 1 all the time, and when I can, I take it out, and it like Matt says, it's great going into the store and then coming out and finding a note, or people stopping you to take pictures, and people probably get whiplash because they look and then they have to they do a second look like, oh my god, what the heck is that, and just seeing people passengers in cars as you're going down the highway, holding their phones up, filming as they drive past. And stuff.
I developed a sixth sense for knowing when someone's taking video, because they'll pull up alongside, then they'll slow down a little bit, and then they just kind of hover there alongside me for a couple minutes.
Right. And I have to remember what vehicle I'm driving, because normally I'm like, all right, did I do something to tick them off, and that's why they're doing that? Or oh wait, no, I'm in Slime 1. That's that's what they're looking at.
I thought it
I
makes
always get the big thumbs up. I'm like,
yeah.
I always
Actually-
forget sometimes I have everything on it, and I'm like, why is this guy looking at me, throwing his phone?
I thought about mounting a couple extra cameras, like front, back, and sides, and just taking photos of them taking photos and making a coffee table book out of it.
That would be great to be able to to capture. I mean, not even so much people taking pictures, but their reactions. Their instant reactions. Like, what the heck is that?
I forget that the windows are tinted and people can't see in. So when I see people come by taking pictures and waving at me, I'm like, I wave back and I realize that they can't see me unless I roll the window down, which is always interesting.
So. You need to put another light or a signboard on the top of the car, saying hi, thank you, or something like that. You can just click and
Like I said, the potential is crazy. I mean, you literally could do a ton of things.
It's
with
unlimited.
This. Yeah. So
that's one of the great things about this is it's constantly evolving and change. And it's just our imaginations is our own limits.
Yeah, I was talking to one of our members who will remain nameless, so Tara doesn't find out. But one of the additions I'm working on is I started gathering parts to put a gunner seat on the rack.
Ooh, nice.
But it'd be like Kenner style Ecto 1, like the toy we all used to have.
Yeah, and also the nice thing too is Ghostbusters is not really strict on how to do things, or everybody's innovations. It's just fun. It's I mean, look at everybody's proton packs. I mean, everybody has a different feel for their personality, and the Ectos are the same thing. It's just kind of you go out there and you do what you is in you, and it's almost like an art. You go out there and you put things on your roof racks, and you say, you know what, it's like art. Putting it all together. Mm-hmm. I found all the parts a lot of the parts right in my garage. I had a couple old fire extinguishers. I said to myself, well, what can I do with those? They're expired like 10 years. Mm-hmm. Let me discharge them, right? Clean them up, paint them yellow, and use them as the on the roof rack like the Ghostbusters. And most people don't even realize that they're fire extinguishers. They think they're tanks.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it just works.
That's the great thing too. Like even like with the movies themselves, everything that they have looks like it was built by people who knew what they were doing, but it was all cobbled together.
Yep.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, my portable containment unit that I have in the back of Slime 1, has two small yellow tanks, and those are actually my old CO2 paintball tanks. Because I don't play paintball anymore, and they actually don't even really use CO2 anymore. Now it's all compressed air, so it's different style tanks. So I was like, what am I going to do with these little tanks? So I just painted them yellow, incorporated them into the trap, and then I also have the big blue tank is actually like the pressure tank for your house plumbing system. When you got to pressurize, so it's you find ways to reuse things, and it's fun.
And no one's ever going to say you're wrong.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah, I'm at this point too. I've gotten to the point too where people will ask me like, "I've got this junk sitting around. Do you need this? Can you use it?" I'm like, "I don't probably."
Oh, I do that all the time. I'm like, wait a second, don't throw that out.
Yeah, I have piles in my garage of things that I probably should have thrown out, but I'm like, no, I think I'm pretty sure I can make some cool props out of this. So, if you guys ever need props or pieces, don't hesitate to ask. I might have something.
Wire, metal, angle, you name it. Just, that satellite dish! Don't throw that satellite dish out.
Oh no, that's perfect for a roof rack.
Apparently, I found out after we got the siren wired in that the fuse box is completely full. So when I was talking to one of the guys who really know, we talk about running a whole nother sub panel in the back of the vehicle. When that happens, and it's probably going to happen maybe sooner than later, I'll be able to run all kinds of things back there. You name it, because it's going to be like. I think he said was it 60 amp servers or something ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. But apparently that's how the tow trucks are set up the same way. So that's on a tow truck chassis. That's basically how it's going to be set up eventually.
So you can be our portable. You can be our portable power distribution unit.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I'm always looking for ways to add more power to my Ecto too. I've got like a 1500 watt power inverter under the dash for running stuff, but I'm like, if I got a camper shell in the back for more storage for one, I could put like an RV inverter in there. We could have our own Ecto campsite.
Yeah, again, there's no limit. It just keeps going. Yeah, there's an ever-growing list of to-do ideas, whatnot that we want to do to our cars and stuff for the future. I keep toying with the idea because my truck, that it's just an old Dodge, but it's getting up there in age and miles and stuff like that. So I'm like, all right, I might have to seriously consider getting a new vehicle here sometime in the future. But then I'm also thinking, I'm like, what should I get that might be a cool Ecto, and then have two. So then I'm like going through car sites and looking at new SUVs and pickups and whatnot, and like, that could be a cool Ecto. That could be cool. I was like,
Ecto 1B. There you go.
Yeah, it's I always look too for older ambulances or a Hearst or something like that, and it's like that'd be really cool to like try to restore something like that. But I mean, just some of the pricing I've seen, even on something that just doesn't even have an engine, is just astronomical, and it's just not economical.
Hearses and ambulances are, because they're so trendy, and people, there's a big market not only for just Ghostbusters, but just antique
Halloween
car guys
and
So their prices are going up. I actually had tossed around the idea of like a utility truck. And I thought that would have been cool, with all the different, with the actual utility bin on the, so you have all the doors on the side. You can actually have a built-in containment unit, stored, trap storage, and all kinds of stuff. I thought it would have been, I thought that would have been really cool.
Yeah, and also too with going looking for old like hearses and station wagons and stuff like that. It sounds great in theory until you have to try and find parts for them, or they keep breaking down on you. I mean, I think all of us are car guys. We've all had those vehicles in the past that were just constant money pits.
Yes, yes.
I feel like
one of the biggest problems too with like hearses and ambulance, especially if you go for like the older, those are all retrofit cars that a secondary company bought from the dealer, and then they chop the tops off and
correct.
put the different they changed everything, and a lot of times they cut corners because they know, all right, this car is really only going to be in service for 10, maybe 15 years or something like that. So we're, and now that the car's like 30, 40 years old or older, those there's really a lot of structural issues with those cars. So, you get them and then you got to sink a lot of money and time into them.
Absolutely.
Also,
I mean, you could do
availability
another
too. I mean, it's like you look at the Ecto one from Ghostbusters. Dan Aykroyd picked that car, and it's one of the rarest ambulances in existence.
Yep.
And
There's
then
a reason for it.
they have to. You could wind up dropping another $30,000 in the car just to get it running. And do you go with the original engine, which again, parts are unobtainable, and then you wind up saying, okay, well, we'll put a LS swap or something in there to get this thing down the road, and then you're spending so much money in retrofitting it. It's just crazy. So that's why people say, well, why don't you guys try to get the real thing? I go, okay, we're just trying to raise money for charities. I don't think we're going to be able to get the real one.
That is definitely a big thing that pops up a lot of times at a lot of events we do. They'll look at the Matt's Ecto and then or Slime or any of ours, and they're like, "Where's your ambulance? How come you don't have an ambulance?" And it's like,
that's not the one from the movie.
Yeah, and then you see disappointment in her face, and it's like, dude, we would love to have that. If you want to donate one, we would take it in a heartbeat.
I was gonna say, we could always say, well, if you want to spend $200,000 on a Cadillac Earth, you might ask.
Yeah,
that's what's gonna cost.
So if anybody out there who's listening to us, if you have an old ambulance, an old Cadillac Miller Meteor, or anything of that sort, and you want to donate it to us, we will be more than happy to accept that.
Not even donate. We will pay up to $10 for it. No price is too low.
I see some of the other groups, and they have something similar, or it's they don't have the same build, but they have a '59 Cadillac, whether it's a hearse or an ambulance or whatever the case is, and it's like, oh, I'm so jealous, But it's good. I'm glad they're saving them from the junkyard, and they're out there moving them, and they're still getting the word out about Ghostbusters, and a lot of these other groups are also 501c3 organizations, so it's great. It's really spreading, and it's fantastic, really.
Yeah, but you kind of touched on something there. The funny part, though, because yes, the people who get these cars to turn them into Ectos and stuff like that are saving them. But dude, if you go to and buy like any hearse or an ambulance or anything like that,
yes,
do not tell that person that you're buying that car from what you're planning to do with it, because a lot of times they will then refuse to sell you the car because they don't want you chopping it up and stuff.
You're not one of those Ghost Smasher guys, are you?
Nope, no sir. What are you talking? I've never seen that movie.
Yeah, because I've stumbled across some of those the Hearst pages and stuff like that on Facebook and on some of the social medias and stuff, and yeah, they do not talk kindly to people who mutilate. So what they say, mutilate and turn them into Ecto ones and whatnot. So
no, and I get that too. I mean, obviously, if you got a pristine hearse from '59, I mean, it's to change it over. I'm sure you could find something that you could bring back from the grave, versus doing tearing down something that's already perfect. So I get that argument.
So Matt, why don't you give us a rundown on events and things that we did this past month?
So yeah, for the month of March, we are starting off our Ghostbusting season with a bang. We were doing the most events we've ever done for the month of March since we started. And it started off great. March 2nd, we were in Albany at the Empire State Plaza Convention Center for the Kids Expo. And we were set up inside. We had a great booth space. We had Ecto 1G in the building right across from us for photos. We made a ton of slime. We took a bunch of photos. And we ended up raising $925 that we will be sending to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So it was our record-breaking one-day fundraising total
Yeah,
that's the
that
most we've
actually-
ever made in
That
such a short amount
actually
of time.
beat some of our 2-day totals also too. So that was amazing.
Yeah, so we are extremely proud of that one. That is a great way to start our season. And just yesterday, at the time of recording, we did the Beacon St. Patrick's Day Parade of Green. All 4 of our Ecto vehicles were there. We had almost a dozen marchers. It was a ton of fun. I think you guys will agree.
Oh heck, parades are always fun, and that one's always great because that always kind of kicks off our season. Used to anyway. Now Kids Expo did.
March 17th, on St. Patrick's Day itself, we will be in the hamlet of Walk Hill for their St. Patrick's Day Parade. We'll be coming back to that again. That's always a bunch of fun we've had with that one. I think it's the 3rd or 4th time we've done that one. And at the end of this month, it is going to be go time, not just for us, but for Ghostbusters fans worldwide, because we have a new movie coming out. And we will be doing several theater appearances ourselves. Jason, you want to talk about your appearance?
Yes, I'll be up at in Hudson at the Spotlight Theater. I have Slime 1. Hopefully I'll have, if the weather cooperates, hopefully I'll have the my big 25-foot inflatable Stay Puft with me out there also, hopefully. And hopefully we'll have a few other of the Ghostbusters with us. But yeah, we'll be out there. I'll have some promotional posters that I can be giving out. And I believe I will be out there. I'll be set up by 6 o'clock, I think is what I'm shooting for. And then I'll be up anytime after that. We'll be up there for a few hours at least.
And I don't remember if we actually
try to sneak into the theater so I can watch the movie actually too.
and I don't remember if we set the date. That is March 22nd.
Yes, Friday night.
And for that following weekend, the 23rd and 24th, we will be at the Regal Theater in Fishkill from 12 to 4 both days. We will have our photo booth set up. We are going to be doing poster giveaways. We are going to be in uniform. We're going to be having a lot of fun. So if you're in the Fishkill area, definitely come see us, get your photo, see the Ecto vehicles, at least one, hopefully more.
I'll be down there on that Sunday on the 24th. I won't be there the 23rd, so Slime 1 will be there the 24th with you.
Excellent. And yeah, we can all talk about this new Ghostbusters movie, because I think we'll all have seen it by then.
Hopefully. I hope so. It's going to be hard to stay away from all the socials and the news media and everything like that, so to avoid spoilers.
It's not like we don't have any new props for the movie. Some of us do already.
Yeah, big shiny red coats that we might see in the new movie there.
Like that one?
Just like that
Like
one?
that one.
All right, next month in April, we don't have a whole lot going on, but April 6th, we actually have a twofer going on. I will be up in Stillwater for the Friends of the Stillwater Library Comic-Con on April 6th. I'll be up there. I believe we're going to have our slime booth, or slime lab and photo booth. I was trying to... Slime booth, that'd be kind of interesting. Might be a little messy. And then I think, Matt, you'll be running the event with some people, hopefully, at the Poughkeepsie Spring Carnival on April 6th also.
Yeah, April 6th, also the same day. Poughkeepsie Spring Carnival at Vassar College. We'll be there from, I believe it's 1 to 3, just 2 hours. We'll be making slime, and also we've been in talks to get food donations for the local food pantry.
All right, and then on April 27th, there's also a potential for us to be at the All Sport Spring Fest in Fishkill. We're still trying to get some details nailed down for that, but that's going to be from 11 to 2. Again, it's not 100% confirmed, but we are trying to get there.
So, that'll about wrap up this episode of Hudson Valley Slime Time. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, you just want to say we look cool, you can reach out to us, podcast@hvgb.org. You can follow us on social media. We have pages on Facebook, Instagram, X, the site formerly known as Twitter. and also YouTube, where you might be watching this right now. Just look for Hudson Valley Ghostbusters. If you're listening to this podcast and you're not in the Hudson Valley area, but you still want some cool Ghostbusters for an event you have, you can go to the Ghostbusters directory, whoyougonnacall.org. It is organized by state, organized by if they're a 501c3. You can go through, find a Ghostbuster group in your area, because it's very likely there is one. And to keep an eye on our calendar for any upcoming events, or to make a request for an event yourself, you can go to hvgb.org to reach out to us and get us an event you might have coming up. Okay, everybody, this has been the second episode of Hudson Valley Slime Time. We'd like to thank our guests and fellow team members, Nick and Steve. Guys, thanks for being here.
You guys
Thank you
were
for having
awesome.
us.
Thanks for having
I've been your co-host, Matt.
And I'm Jason. And thanks for being here with us. Remember, this is the Hudson Valley Slime Time, and we're the Hudson Valley Ghostbusters. And hopefully we'll see you again soon. So have fun. Play with slime.
Okay, so I'll see you later, huh? I'll give you a call.